Side of Life, courtside the show for the next 25 minutes or so before we delve into Game On, which will be exciting and tantalizing. All the talk around football and Nigeria's Flying Eagles and other sports too will come through from 7:30 p.m. Between now and then, we can focus on things emanating from the ever-busy world of basketball. Courtside the broadcast, ready to be activated. My name is Chuma Noli in the company of my guy, Azubike Onicha. Happy New Week to you, man. Welcome. I know it sounds unusual to you that we're speaking without something playing beneath our voices, but we'll get that sorted shortly.
Silence. We're trying to give a minute silence
for who?
To the
why are you silent? Like?
Great to be here, Chuma. Good evening to the listener out there. Afam Azubike Onicha.
Okay, sir.
Chuma didn't do a proper introduction. Great to be here. To talk basketball for the next
Afam power plant.
Afam is actually a name, but all in all, Ball coming up this weekend. The NBA hotting up. Steph Curry, without the Curry, a lot of other names. MVP, I think it should just be given to the man, SGA, the man with an acronym. His name sounds like a company or an organization, you understand? We'll talk about all of that today, and also let you know that some one or two news on trades are also popping up already as we get ready for the harder part of the NBA playoffs itself.
Yeah, so he's laid the foundation. Time to build the structure on it right here. It's very interactive when we come around for the courtside show, okay? So your thoughts will matter so much to us and for us. You can always talk to us using X at Nigeria Info FM. The WhatsApp portal or the phone lines too. For fans of basketball, this is where we converge, sitting on the edge, ready to emerge with everything exciting from that side of life. Enough of the talking, time to show some walking, and Azu will be doing most of the talking. Let's start with the NBA playoffs, bro. I know that I would love to speak about the Basketball Africa League, but I won't touch on these playoffs because we know that the last time we came around last Monday, we were speaking of LeBron James being out of the competition, but Steph Curry still having a chance with his Golden State Warriors to keep dreaming, potentially of getting the crown for the season. What happened in the last 7 days, more so with the semi-final stage of the playoffs in the respective conferences now.
Okay, what has happened is the fact that Steph Curry is injured.
Wahala.
Did we talk about it last week, Monday?
Yeah, we did. When he said he was going to be out for a few games.
Yeah, so grade 1 hamstring injury was what he had. Football fans, you should be very used to hamstring injuries by now. So Steph Curry left that game after the first quarter. The team managed to win. They've now gone on to lose the last two, which is not good news for them. And this last one they lost. It wasn't a good result for them because before you can have a Steph Curry back, at least game 5. Normally, for standards, it should be coming back at game 6, but game 5 don't end by then because all the opponents need, the team led by that man, the Ant-Man, need Minnesota Timberwolves is just 2 more victories. And that, if they do it, that means they will end the game in game 5. So I'm suspecting that Steph Curry will not be back for this game, surely, but at least most likely for game 5. His son has showed emotion. His wife has also replied to a couple of, but the painful thing about the Golden State Warriors and their supporters is the fact that they are not happy that they have to depend on just one player, which is Steph Curry. It's not like they don't have other men. Jimmy Butler did a wonderful job the last game. Jonathan Kuminga was the best man for me. But it has led to a couple of people now asking questions. What has this young man done to you, Steve Kerr, that you're still not playing him? This guy had the best of games, scored about 30 points in his last game. And you will still not play him once Steph Curry returns. He also has Trace Jackson, another young boy, doing so well for himself. He came on and played just some minutes because two players fouled out. Kevin Looney and Draymond Green, who's always been the king of fouls. So all in all, it's not been the best of times for the Golden State Warriors. If you ask me, Minnesota Timberwolves deserve to go to the next round. But I know the Dubs fans will not love to hear this, and I still wish them all the best.
I want us, how we do it now. Touch. So what's been happening, man? Like, that ginger with all the passion and everything, really. 'Cause
Okay.
I know that the injury to Steph is enough to give you 10 minutes to analyze it, bro.
No, I don't finish. I don't finish. I see what you did. So, like I said, we wish the Dubs all the best. Hopefully, he comes back in Game 5, and by then, hopefully, the team led by Jimmy Butler at this point will be able to pick maybe one victory out of the next two, which is going to be really difficult. Talk about Anthony Edwards. He's just been brilliant any day. One man who is contesting to become the NBA MVP. I'm just sensing that we might have a new winner for the title. But let's see how he pans out at the end of the day. Going to the Cleveland Cavaliers game that saw them lose again. When you thought they had bounced back with Donovan Mitchell, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, all of them back in the team playing at the same time. Talking about Darius Garland, who was injured. He came back, but at this point in time, they lost scandalously. There is something about the New York Knicks. They are playing some crazy basketball at this point in time, and it is working out perfectly for them. Donovan Mitchell, the man who would have helped them, was there when they started losing scandalously. Imagine the first quarter, they lost the first quarter by as much as 15 points. In the second quarter, they were already losing by as much as 30 plus points. So by first half game, don't finish. And that was when Donovan Mitchell got the injury. It was a very painful one for them. They lost by 129 to 109. And this 129 to 109 looks reasonable, or sounds reasonable to the ears. But if you see what's in there and do them, you know, there's something basketballers do. Once you win by once you've won to a level, you just start taking off players. So the other younger ones, the players from G League, the new drafts can also have some cameo to enjoy themselves. Like I said, first quarter 38-23, that's 15 points. And second quarter 42-16. 16 times 16. Or 16 plus 16, that's 32 plus 10.
Yeah, 42,
so, you understand? So they lost a couple of 26 points. So they were already losing by as much as 40 points at first half. That's how crazy the Indiana Pacers, rather, not the New York Knicks, have been in the recent times, playing the best of basketball. And you must give it to Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner. That man, Tyrese Haliburton, didn't do too much, just 11 points to his name. But since they had won the game, what else do you want from them? They went on to win in the fashion that they would have wanted. Cleveland Cavaliers are in some trouble at this point in time with Donovan Mitchell getting injured. And they are now losing by as much as 3-1. They'll go for Game 5 and look forward to getting a victory in that one, which is going to be really difficult without Donovan Mitchell. He's been their swing man. He's been their best of one of their best players. He does the moves. He's just like the Steph Curry for the Cleveland Cavaliers, even if they have a more balanced squad where you have almost everybody doing their thing. But I think they've not been the playoff side as much as they've been in the regular season. Remember, towards the end of the regular season, they started losing games. And their coach, actually, Atkinson, won the coach of the season. So it's actually a good one for him. Let's see if that pays off in the playoffs. Now, Denver Nuggets.
Let's say one rhyme. Pays off in the playoffs.
I know it. I know the live show myself. For the listeners out there, caveat emptor. So talking about the Denver Nuggets, it was a loss for them again. They've now tied the game 2-2. Talking about OKC. They won this one. It was a tight contest. And for the history and for the records, I'm not sure we've seen any playoff game with that least amount of score. 17-8. That's a basketball game. Normally in playoffs, you see 20 to 25. I just mentioned the particular score line earlier. Imagine a team already leading by as much as 15, and both of them struggled to put a paltry 25 points together. It wasn't the best of games for both of them. Not the best of points coming from the likes of Michael Porter Jr. Aaron Gordon tried. He got 15 points, 27 points for Nikola Jokic, 17 for Christian Brown, and
I'm sure those who are listening were already thinking, man.
Yeah, it's actually Chris Brown.
No, you're right, really.
But pronounce
it's good you had to call the full name. They're not confused.
So you don't feel confused.
They be no friend. They play basketball now.
Maybe not leaving residual. Come.
But have you seen anybody who has similar names like yourself? Like Azubike Onisha. You just said Chris Brown.
Maybe as you mentioned, I'll go check Facebook to see. I'll go check Facebook.
I think have I seen Chuman Noli somewhere else? I don't know, man.
Chuman. Now you just take my time.
Sorry, talk.
So talk about the OKC.
By the way, guys, we're streaming live on Facebook. Sorry,
okay.
We're live on Facebook, so you can also drop your comments on Facebook. What team are you rooting for as we get into the latter stages of the playoffs in the NBA? You sure can let us in on that one. And as you have been watching the action, which players have stood out for you so far? Who will be your top pick for the MVP at the end of the playoffs for each conference, the Eastern and the Western Conference? We'd love to get your thoughts on that. So Facebook, it's Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook. That's Nigeria Info 99.3. You can find us and watch the live action in the studio. Drop your comments to our radio comment, like this one from Larry Pablo, who just says, good evening, guys. Larry, thank you so much for joining the live stream. And X is at Nigeria Info FM. We have the phone lines, so Azul will be picking 1 or 2 calls in the coming minutes. Back to you, bro.
Okay, so I was talking about the OKC. A big name, the one you call Chuck, Charles Barkley, the former Chicago Bulls lawyer, or former NBA great actually, has come out to say that he's tipping the team I'm talking about right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder, to win this title, and he's also given the MVP to none other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He scored 25 points even in that game that they couldn't score up to 100. He scored 25 of it out of the 92. We had Chet Holmgren get just 8 points. Isaiah Atkinson has been one man who's putting them under some pressure rather. He's missing too many chances. But you know, when you have these big men, they might not be scoring points. They're doing so well on the rebounds. And that's what you have from at this time. He got 14 rebounds, 13 for Chet Holmgren. Both of them did score up to 10 points, but they did as much as they could to help the side. Alex Caruso, the man I told you is Angel Correa in the world of basketball, does his thing from the bench. Got just 10 points, but it was enough for them to win the game, to at least even up the Denver Nuggets, even though they're Nuggets, like you always say. So game 5 will be at the home of OKC. The Denver Nuggets have an edge. They have 2 more games actually to play at home, and Denver Nuggets, OKC have just 1 home. OKC have 2 more home games rather, while Denver Nuggets have 1 game. So it's more in favor of OKC. I think they are already in the final. It's now for them to know, most likely it's either Timberwolves or Golden State Warriors to play for the Western Conference. And I am tipping the Western Conference team to win this one. Yes, I am strongly tipping them to win this one because especially OKC has played the best of basketball. The team that would rival them so well is the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they're not giving us what we want to see at this point in time. Just to run you through the other NBA games we've seen in the last couple of days. I've told you about the Indiana Pacers defeating the Cleveland Cavaliers 129-109. Golden State Warriors, their last game, in case you missed out, so they lost by 5 points.
Sorry, Pacers leading 3-1 now, right?
Yeah, Pacers
just for the sake of this narrative, so they know where these guys
Pacers are leading by 3-1
after 4 games.
They are leading the best team in the Eastern Conference by 3-1. They came from the bottom.
Just 1 more win and they will be through to the final.
And
wow.
Like I said something the last time when the Golden State Warriors almost lost it against the Houston Rockets. No team, or you hardly see a team that's 3-1 down coming back to win a 4-3. Maybe that's what the Cleveland Cavaliers will have to do. They have to win the next 3 games, and it's really, really almost impossible. New York Knicks against the Boston Celtics. Celtics still 1 down. The Celtics won their first game just some days back, and that was a 115-93 victory. I give it to the likes of Pritchard, give it to the likes of Jason Tatum. All of these guys need to be at their best. If not, the New York needs to do it again. Karl Anthony Towns is playing the best of his basketball at this point in time. He wants to do it against the defending champions, and it's getting really interesting, really nervy at this point in time. So it's about the Warriors now going to win a game. Or rather, the Celtics are going to win a game. If they don't win the next game, they are most likely out. They need to do it anywhere they find themselves at this point in time. It's going to be really tough. They won that game 115-93. They should do it again, and this time it will be away at the Knicks. And you know what the Knicks did? The Knicks had actually won twice in Boston. So they at least have to, they should at least be able to win 1 game for at the home of the Celtics, even though the Celtics. So it's going to be a lot of work for the Celtics to get through.
You know when you have to nick it.
You
and
just
New York Knicks. So they nick it.
You understand? That's the word. That's the word. So games continue at midnight. 12:30 we'll be seeing the same team I just talked about, the Boston Celtics, traveling to the Knicks, or remaining in the Knicks where they played the last game. And at 3 a.m. the Warriors will also be knowing their fate against Minnesota Timberwolves, who have been playing some very good basketball. They got the strongest of the basketball players. Julius Randle is wonderful. That man is playing the best of basketball, really supporting Anthony Edwards, and both of them are just giving the Warriors a run for their money. Like I said earlier, they have a more balanced side, and I think they should nick this one in game 4. Jimmy Butler is doing too much. Steve Kerr is the problem with Golden State Warriors. Mark me anywhere, he is a problem. I don't think he's the best of coaches. He always wants to play small ball. Small ball means playing players, more of point guards and guys who can shoot. Not forgetting that you need men who can also who should also do stuff in that arc. In that paint. Trace Jackson is one of your biggest players. You're not playing him. Your strongest player, your most versatile player is Jonathan Kuminga. You hardly want to play him. And he has to put all of those pride behind him and make sure that these guys play. If they offend you, come out, come talk now. Make them beg for forgiveness. You know, some people don't speak out.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of father Steve Kerr has been, and he's not helping the team. If they lose, it should be queried. For the fact that they lost the third game, you played Butler almost all through. Butler is 35, 36 years, and you're still playing him for almost 40 minutes in one game. When there is no Steph Curry to help him with the backups. Butler was missing easy layups that he shouldn't miss out naturally. So for the Minnesota Timberwolves side, they should be winning this one. We now have on Wednesday Cleveland Cavaliers against the Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
The Cleveland Cavaliers team have their hope of bouncing back. If they win 3-2, then it closes it down again and they can have hopes of winning again. Then OKC play host them to Denver Nuggets. I think the OKC will win this one. But it's going to be really tough for them with Nikola Jokic, Christian Brown, Jamal Murray, one of the finest point guards if you take away Steph Curry at this point in time. That's a young man.
This is what you get on social media that will warrant somebody having to say sharp. That was quite sharp, really, from Azu. But that's the latest, really, more like a roundup for you as to what's been happening in the NBA for the last set of days in the semi-final stage of the playoffs for the Eastern and Western Conference and what's to come in the coming days. Speaking about things coming through, more of your responses appearing on Facebook where we're streaming live. Nigeria Info 99.3. Saint Everest says, please, are Lakers still in the playoffs? Saint, they don't come out since last week.
They've gone through the leagues.
Before even last week, sir.
They have gone through the leagues.
LeBron James' chance to win an NBA title this year has evaporated. They are out of that. And we have calls to Azu. You can dial 0201 277 0993. Thank you, bro. 0201 277 0993. This is Courtside on Nigeria Info. Chuma and Azu talking basketball.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
To you. Welcome.
Good evening, Chuma. Good evening, Azu. This is Godwin from Ota.
Welcome, Godwin.
Yeah. First of all, I want to wish my superstars them, Steph Curry with Donovan Mitchell, quick recovery.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Well, but for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the way I'm looking at it, though when James was in Cleveland, at least he broke that record from 2-3-1 when they were against Golden State Warriors. So, I would have wished them to win, but the way I'm looking at it, without Donovan Mitchell, which is their main key person, I don't think that they can overturn that 3-1 to 4-3. Yeah, for Celtics and New York.
Yeah,
I want New York to beat them out. I don't want Celtics to win again. Because of the history of, I guess, I just don't want them to overpass Lakers. Exactly. Yeah. And for this thing, I'm tipping the Ant-Man to win the MVP. They are really, it's really, for the playoff, and he's really doing a good job. And I know that there's more. They are going to survive. They are going to beat Golden State Warrior for that one, because Jimmy Butler, I don't think I will be able to carry Golden State Warrior without Steph Curry out of it.
Right.
But I know that the final should be OKC with
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah. And I'm tipping Minnesota Timberwolves to win the game.
Solid stuff, Godwin.
To win the
Thank you
final.
so much. You know your basketball, man. Always nice to hear from you.
Thank you so much.
You too. Have a blessed evening.
Have a lovely night.
Yeah, Godwin, thank you for your call. So, thoughts pouring in. Also, there's a WhatsApp portal too. You can speak to us if you're a basketball fan who is certainly keen on seeing how things unravel and unfold in the NBA. Time to come back to the African continent. This Basketball Africa League, which is the Champions League of the sports on our continent, is being activated again. And Azu's people are my people too. Rivers Hoopers, Nigeria's representatives.
You had to bring
on the continent. Yeah, I try. See, you guys try to attach it to success now. You can't form steez.
Oh, really?
Chuma's people, Rivers Hoopers.
Oh, okay.
Azu, go and find your people.
Oh, hello. Delta Force.
Okay, Delta Force. Yeah, so
also talk about it. It's going to be happening at the BK Arena, the third conference. We've had two earlier. We've had the Kalahari Conference, which is one that had our own River Supers. We had the other one finished 2 weeks ago, and now we're going to the Nile Conference, not River Nile. This is going to be happening, and I wonder how they give these names. We think concerning Rwanda and now. Whichever which, May 17 to May 25. Kigali's BK Arena will be hosting the next set of teams, and sporting to see how he pans out at the end of the day. The Minister of as a short basketball club that the nation will be behind them as they compete at the upcoming
because they're like the home League. Club.
Yeah,
APR of Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda. Yeah,
so they want to host and win.
They want to host and win.
Maybe see as it will be.
I think they've really done a great job moving basketball from what it was to what it is in Rwanda. Sports generally has really been developed right there. So we have some funny teams also playing. We'll have Made by Ball Basketball Club. Will be in this one. Alali Tripoli will also be in this one. We've also got Ameni Patrioki, Rwandese, not forgetting Nairobi City Thunder. These four sides will be playing against each other. So, as usual, the top two teams get to qualify directly, and they now have two best of three to make it up for 8 teams that will move on to the next round. So, games kick starts on the 17th of May. That's on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. So we'll have APR up against Nairobi City Thunder. The host playing against the debutants. I'll have the next game also on that same 17th, having Made by Basketball, which is actually going to be the first game against Al Ali Tripoli. Tripoli in Libya. So it's going to be an interesting take for 2 debutants and 2 already used teams on this one. So we'll watch out for the best of it in the African Basketball Africa League rather. As River Supers will be watching with one eye, knowing their own thing and getting ready for the best of everything at the end of the day.
We're watching this space big time for the Basketball Africa League because, again, the Nigerian contingent Rivers Hoopers were fared best last year and won for themselves $50,000. So the question on our lips and on our minds is, can they go to be second at least, or potentially even win the title?
They didn't look like in
the early rounds, right?
Yeah, in the early rounds, but things can always turn around. They've still got a couple of great players.
Again, I think the positive will be the fact that they've had more days to synergize the team now.
Exactly.
With the players they signed.
They had before, yeah. So that's the good thing about it. And it's going to be some good time for rest. And let's see how they make it happen at the end of the day. It's going to be all beautiful basketball, surely. Africa is also stepping up. And you know how Rwanda can always do their thing when it comes to basketball. The best of sins. And we watch out for the best of it. And I'll be here to give you all the updates as the results are pour out.
When you said the best of sins, I knew you wanted to say something else. It's been on your mind since. But I don't want us to commit sins on this show here. I know what I planned for this guy, and that's why I started looking for his trouble once the show started. But I hope you guys have gotten as much information as you deserve to get, really, from a basketballing POV, as you're always very brilliant with what he does. Thank you so much,
think
bro.
I'm done?
Even if you like no do now 10 seconds go soon count down.
Okay, but shout outs to our own Nigerian Ime Udoka, left the Boston Celtics, went to the Houston Rockets, almost knocked out the Golden State Warriors. Even if his team is out, I've not been having the opportunity to say this, but I'm doing it right away. Shout outs to Ime Udoka, a former national team player doing so well in the NBA.
Shout out to Azubika on the chat. We're going for this commercial break, and Game On comes up after.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.